Brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel. I am your Big Brother Yogi, and today we're going to talk about something that me and my friends have been discussing. It seems like it's an ongoing discussion in the reading community. Why are physical books culturally superior than e readers in 2026? I think this is going to be a cool little topic. Spoiler alert, I am team physical books, and you will see that going forward. Like, there's nothing better than a physical book with you. But I have a lot of friends who swear by e-readers. They collect e-readers. They might have like 7 in their collection and can talk about them all day long. And I do think, in a time where our phones shine brighter than ever, why is it still that physical books are flying off the shelves? We'll get into that. Now, I did write some notes because, this is a topic that I want to make sure I get all of my thoughts out to you seamlessly. And I don't want to have any like brain farts or anything like that. So if you see some harsh cuts, forgive me. So really, I think it comes down to, can physical books be digitized? I mean, technically they can, because we have e-readers that have an entire library at the palm of your hand. And there is a convenience factor there, you know? But when you get a book, like I've been reading The Conte Monte Cristo. I finished it. I'm reading Clara and the Sun now for like a little palate cleanser, but we'll get into that later. There's a relationship that's bonded between you and the physical book. When you get a new book in your hands, you can feel the weight. You can smell the pages. You can hear the spine crickling and crackling as you open it up. You can feel the pages when you turn them. All of your senses are being activated when holding a physical book. And there is a relationship building when you open the first page and you begin reading. For instance, for 3 weeks, I've been reading The Count of Monte Cristo. I've taken this book with me everywhere, on the train, coffee shops, to work. I want it with me at all times. And this is a fat book. It's a doorstopper. So the weight, I've gotten used to the weight, I've broken this book in like you break in a new pair of shoes. And it is a special bond that I have with this particular book. And not only have I built a relationship with the book itself, but I've also feel like I've developed a relationship with Alexander Dumas. When you carry a book of that size, its magnitude, you can feel the weight that Alexander Dumas had on his shoulders to complete the book. The long nights, the specific art of choosing the right words and sentence structure. That's a masterpiece. And you can feel the effort that it took to write that book. And I think when you have a physical book in your hand, and your senses just tingling the entire time, it's something that an e-reader can't give you. You can take the e-reader with you, you can read, etc., whenever you can. But that relationship with that book, that particular book, and that particular title, you can't possibly have that same connection. And there's a writer here, Amitash Joshrodia. He says that a book's weight, smell, the ink makes him happy. And each crackle of the old spine feels like you're entering a private chapel of words and of thought. And I agree. And it is, I don't want to say a religious experience, right? But there is a spirituality that comes with reading, that comes with imagination, that comes with producing a scene in your mind. And when you're able to smell the book, hear the crackle of the spine, touch the pages as you turn them, it only really physicalizes that spiritual sensation. Your brain loves paper. All right. Your brain processes paper and the screen completely differently. And it's something that neurologists call spatial memory. When you're reading a book and you're touching the pages and you're looking at the words and you're seeing the sentence structure, your mind automatically creates this photo memory of where those pages or where those words lie on the page. And it's something that your brain does automatically. So when you're finally finishing that chapter and you close that book and you go to bed, you visualize the pages, you visualize the words, you can see it. And your subconscious, when you're sleeping and you're dreaming of this book, you're able to do it in such detail that can't be matched. Even when you put the book down and you go wash dishes, you're able to think about that profound message or those words on a deeper level. Also, when you're reading on a book, you're more susceptible to rereading the pages. And if there's something you don't understand, you go back and you read it. When you look at a screen, your brain automatically skims it. There is no detailed, let's go back and reread that. Let's revisit, this concept that maybe went over my head. Especially now when we like to be on social media and we scroll, double click all day long, and you're not even really comprehending what you're looking at. If it doesn't catch you in the first second, you're scrolling past it. That same concept happens automatically when you're reading on an e-reader. You're not totally comprehending what you're reading. You're skimming it. And I also think your brain is conditioned to skim on a screen anyways, because of the social media concept. When you open your reader, your brain automatically goes to skim, double click, swipe. It's not the same. And when you read on a screen, that spatial awareness is lost. It's called screen inferiority. And it's inferior to the spatial memory that you have when you pick up a book. You're lost in the skim. Because reading is a way of slow living. We pick up books to put the screen down. I think I looked on my iPhone and I have 2 hours of screen time. Mostly on YouTube because I'm a YouTube guy. But I spend my days reading. And I prefer that. For instance, when I was reading The Count of Monte Cristo, I'd wake up, I would read probably 2 hours before work. That's 2 hours. You're starting your day off right. Go to work, I read on my break. That's an hour. That's 3 hours there. When I get off work, I read another 2 to 3 hours. We're talking about, 6 hours of reading time a day? Effortlessly. Doesn't even feel like it. And I have my phone down. And I don't have this addiction to social media or electronics. Well, let's just say this. When I read something, I know that one of two things are going to happen. It's going to reinforce a belief or a concept that I already stand on, or it's going to open my mind to new ideas and concepts that I never thought I would adopt. Doing this, I am constantly on that intellectual level. I'm constantly thinking, critical thinking, and I'm exploring ideas that contribute to my growth. I'm building empathy for people that are on a cultural level. I'm building empathy for people of a different culture or a different sexuality or a different religious belief. I'm putting myself in their shoes, learning why they're making these decisions, why they're facing this adversity. Something I can't relate to in my everyday, but through reading, I'm able to somewhat understand, empathize, visualize. Why, when I read, do I want to pick up another screen? Why do I want to have another piece of electronic in my backpack that I need to charge, that if dies, I can't read? Or if I don't pay my subscription, I no longer have access to my library. I love going into my library. I love the smell of my library. I love touching my books, and I love that relationship that I've built with the books themselves, the titles and the authors. Being able to pick them up and read them at any time, any place, anywhere. I feel like, and obviously it's not just me, it's the majority of readers, feel like you're actually limited when having an e-reader. And the number one thing you're limited to is the freedom of reading whenever you want. Going back to the screen inferiority effect, Josh Frodia even says here that a book slows you down and you inhabit the language and not skim it. And this is piggybacking on the spatial memory and, like he said, inhabiting the language, the words, the sentences. You're in there and you can see them. You can see the sentence structure even when the book isn't in your hands. There's something culturally ritualistic about reading. For instance, I'm reading Claire and the Sun now, after reading The Count of Monte Cristo. And there's something ritualistic about going to your favorite area, whether it's your couch, your bed, a particular spot in your house, getting the temperature right, getting your favorite book, your favorite drink, and cuddling up with your cat or your dog. And now you are in the right space, the right place, and the right mental to receive the words on the page. There is a ritual aspect to prepping yourself to read, a mental foreplay before you get going. And it's something that I don't necessarily think that you have that same experience with an e-reader. Libraries are identity statements, our aspirations, our interests, a representative of our cluttered minds. And when you walk into a library that's not yours, you're bound to get inspired. You're bound to discover new books. It's something that an e-reader just can't provide. Yeah, I can borrow your e-reader and I can see all the books that you have, and you have an extensive library here. But it pales in comparison to a real library. You might have an e-reader that has 1,000 books on it. That doesn't even compare to a library that has 300 books. The 300 book library is more impressive. It's more expressive, more meaningful. When I'm reading Claire and the Sun, this particular title, this particular book, it provides something to me that an e-reader wouldn't be able to, and that's presence. We are here in this moment, in this space, in this time, together. We're presently here. And when I finish this book and I pick it up again, there's the nostalgia, the memories. I won't feel the same way about an e-reader. Now, listen, if you are team e-reader, please put in the comments if you understand or if you agree or if you disagree. I mean, this is a discussion. Even though I'm giving you my thoughts, I do want to hear your thoughts as well. I feel like physical books, they survive not because they're convenient, but it's a ceremonial aspect to it. It reminds us of what reading is really meant to be. It's not something that should be uploaded. It's something that should be opened. And opened in the traditional sense. And this is where we humanize reading. Books connect us to the past, history, the political atmosphere of a time, how someone in society would dress, of what class they're in, and how they would talk, their accents. When I was reading The Count of Monte Cristo, it really sparked an interest to the Napoleonic time. I want to read more about that, and I want to read more about the French Revolution and just life in France. I've ordered some nonfiction books that are on the way now. They're old, okay, because I got them used, and some classics, some French classics, and some more Alexander Dumas. Which look forward to that book review that I'm going to be doing sometime within the month. So keep your eye out for that. But yeah, I'm into that now. I want to dive deeper. And so when you go into a library, and when I get this book and it's old and you can see fingerprints on it or coffee stains, you're not just getting the history of France, right? Or whatever topic it may be, but you're also getting the history of the book itself. The hundreds of readers before you. Now it's your turn to have this book in your library, on your shelf, or in your hands. And while reading the book, you may leave an essence of your presence there. The timeline of that book, now presently with you. That's what books are supposed to be. They're supposed to be passed down. That's why I'm a huge proprietor of lending your books out, giving your books away. We shouldn't hoard them in our libraries, especially if we know there's someone that's interested, and encourage them to share that book as well. It's a beautiful thing, and you should share your books as well. Now, also, I annotate. So when I give my books, I have my thoughts written in there, my underlining, my tabs are there. And it's sort of like the new reader or whomever it is I gave that book to. My notes will assist them. They'll see what's important. They'll reread things. They'll see the underlines, the stars, the highlighting. They'll see my thoughts and what I felt. Was I hurt? Was I scared? Was I excited? Was I sad? My presence is there. And hopefully they'll take a different colored pen and they will write how they felt as well. Maybe they'll refer to me and we can be present together when reading the book. I don't know, whatever happens, but it's a possibility and it's a beautiful one. And I encourage everyone to write in their books. It's personal, I know. You're vulnerable. But the person reading that book, they will be kind. It will be exciting for them. Hand your books out. with your thoughts and your feelings. You never know how it will touch the next person. So in conclusion, e-readers are convenient. They can carry your entire library in the palm of your hands. But they're subscription based. You have to charge it. You really don't have true freedom in reading your book. You lack the connection with the author and the particular book itself. You don't smell it. You don't hear it. You don't taste it. And, when you're carrying a big book like The Count of Monte Cristo around, it may be a little inconvenient. Just like that little brother nagging at you when you want to go to the ice cream store or you want to go to the convenience store. You have to plan for it. You've got to take it with you. There's a little bit more effort that goes into it. But that's what makes it great. That's what makes it fun. And that's what builds the connection with the book itself and the author. And as always, I just want to say thank you for spending your time with me. Please like, comment, subscribe. Holla back at your boy, and I'm going to catch you next time.